So what am I going to be looking for here?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's video. If you didn't get to check it out, make sure to check that one out. Today we are back with confluence trading, okay? So pretty much what that is it's top-down analysis, so going higher time frame to lower time frame, combined with a multiple trading confirmations to get into the trade, okay? So what that does is it increases the probability of the trading setup. And today it's going to be brought to you by my business partner, Mr. Nick Fox. I'm super thankful that you guys are able to learn from him. You're going to realize this dude is an unbelievable trader. Okay. And if you guys want to, remember, if you saw yesterday's video, free Telegram chat, 100% free. Yesterday we had 70 members. Today we have 140. So you know, we doubled in size just yesterday. 70 people joined. All you have to do, click the first link in the description, enter your name and your email address, and the Telegram link is going to pop up. Nick sends trade analysis, trade setups in there. We have a massive 17-page PDF that we have written up for you guys. I know so many of you are struggling with finding a community. This is the answer, 100% free. You get to, be in there with me, Nick, and so many other people that are way, way, way better than me, especially Nick. So I would definitely take advantage of this. First link in the description. Enjoy today's video.
Hello. Good evening, traders. Nick here, CEO of Primetime Profits. And tonight we're just going to be going over a couple of analysis on my watch list tonight. Going over my process, seeing some opportunities that was presented in itself in the past couple of days. And we'll go over the step-by-step process for the night. So let's get right on to it. Enough chit-chat. First things first. So one of my favorite pairs, and probably one of the most volatile pairs in the market, Great British Pound to the Aussie. So on the 1 day, on the daily chart, we actually have an uptrend here. And my personal first step in the market is to identify the direction of the market. So, is the market moving up, down, or sideways? And as we can see here, on the daily chart, we actually had a break of the uptrend. And right now, we have a complete change in direction now. So, next up, identify the new trend in the market here, which is now our downtrend. So, this trend line is completely invalid right now. So, let's see what's going on. And I use abide by top-down analysis. So, I'm going to go down to the 4-hour, and top-down analysis is pretty much, going from the higher time frames all the way down to the lower. So now I'm going to go down to the 4-hour, identify some key levels of support and resistance. That is the second step towards my analysis. And now that we have a change of direction, we could be looking up. We'll see. And for me, I actually use my blue lines as my major zones and my green lines as my minor zones. Minor being that they're more often than not broken, but they still, sometimes as we can see here, can be respected. Oh, and by the way, these lines actually aren't just lines. These actually represent zones in the market, so let's not get that confused either. So in reality, these could be like, 5 to 10 pip zones. So, see here, this is our little bit of a zone here. So we can see we have an example of our support becoming the resistance. So this validates as a zone here. Obviously, the more touch, the better. But this is a minor zone, as we can see here, because, broken. However, though, this still must be marked on the chart, as we can see here, as we have some swing lows becoming support and a minor swing becoming the resistance. So what's the next move? Well, on the 4-hour, it's looking like we have some bullish momentum coming up. And as you can see here, we have this candle here showing that the bears try to come to control, but this wick here shows that the bulls, the buyers, came into the market and pushed right back up, showing a small level of support right here. So this must be noted. Go down to the 1 hour, our next analysis. Oh, and look at that. We have a lot of wicks coming to the downside, showing a lot of seller weakness on this particular pair. So, what is the next play in the market? Well, here is what I would predict. Have a little break here. However, I usually don't get to the market until it retests. And guess what? The market doesn't move in a straight line, so let's see what happens here. We could be looking up to our very next zone for possible grand total of an 80 pip move, 85 pip move exactly. Look at that. Yeah. So we'll see what goes on right here. And then again, this actually, in this actual this is my particular strategy. And the reason why I look for this is this actually eliminates losses in fake outs. So in order for this to be a complete breakout, it has to come out of this zone right here. However, if we know anything about Forex, we know that in every single currency pair out there, that these particular levels actually have a gravitational pull to it, I should say, and they might come back and retest that same ceiling as the floor. Every currency pair abides by this, maybe with the exception of cryptocurrency. Well, you know what? I take that back. Sometimes Bitcoin tends to do that. But anyways, so for me, two options here going forward. It's either going to break this zone, retest and fly, completely break it, or it could just respect the zone altogether and come back to, let's see, where's our next area of consider it. I say we could be looking here, as we can see here. Sometimes I like to switch back to the line chart just to see, and it gives me a better, much more clear picture of these zones here. As you can see, we have a little swing. We'll have a little double top right here. No, not too big, not in the 1 hour. But as we can see here, we have a considerate area of a zone on our minor zone. So we could be looking to the downside here. So the upside is 85 pips. Downside could be, well, actually, we're right here, so let's check it out. 25 pips, but in particular, I like a little bit more in the market. So, it could be pushing down here for a grand total of 50-something pips to the downside, 85 pips to the upside. There's two buttons for a reason. You can't marry a trade. Obviously, the third place that comes in hand, the third thing besides identifying the overall trend of the market, which right now, markets go up, down, and sideways. We're actually in a consolidation, overall consolidation right here, little box. But as you can see here, price is pushing a little bit up to the upside. So could you put a little trend line here on the 1 hour? Maybe. Doesn't really validate. I usually like to see 3 more points to validate this, but I'm going to keep this here for future reference. Let's go on. Next up, we have USD Canadian dollar, one of my favorite pairs as well. We have some massive bullish momentum here. So let's identify our key zones here, or well, number one, let's do our top-down analysis. So that being said, overall, we are on a uptrend right now, daily. Here's our daily. And everybody has their own way of putting their trend lines, whether it's to the wicks, to the close, the candle. We're good. Identify our key zones. I already done that. A lot easier way is to even just go on the line chart here. You'll see more oftentimes than not, it's a lot easier. The line chart is actually all of the candlestick shown now is comprised of an open, high, low, and close. The line chart is just comprised of the closing prices on the daily chart. So, that being said, we have our zone here. As you can clearly see, we have a massive area of support right here, turned back then as the resistance. Look at that. Same level right here, resistance. Very easy. We use these because these are my zones to play with in the market. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Well, let's see. What's our overall trend? Now we're good. I'll go down to the 4 hour here. And let's see what we got here. There we go. Minor level. As you can see here, let's go back on the candlestick chart. And in Forex, if you want to really predict the future, you have to know the past, just like with a person. With a certain individual, if you wanted to get to know them, you have to know their past in order to know their present and, possible future. Same application, same sort of saying can be applied in the market. If you want to get to know what's going to happen in the future, you have to know what's going to happen in the past. In Forex, all answers lie to the left. If you want to know what's going to happen to the right, you got to know what's going on in the left. So, that being said, this is a very easy level to identify here. As you can see, we have resistance becoming support, becoming resistance once again. So this is our key level on USD Canadian dollar. What's the overall direction of the market on the 4 hour? Yeah, we have the uptrend. Let's see. Oh, and besides those two aspects of the market, always, if I didn't say it before, you must understand the anatomy of candlesticks. Understand the structure, what the wicks are saying. Every one of these tells a story, candlestick patterns. Yeah, I wouldn't say they're too important besides bullish engulfing and bearish engulfing like this one. Obviously, if you see a candle completely engulfing all of this price data, just one single candle engulfing all this, obviously that is a continuous pattern to the downside, or with a bullish engulfing like this one, it's a continuous pattern to the upside. There you are. So what's the next move? Well, we have our zone right here. So we have some wicks pointing to the downside here. I'll probably look to the 1 hour just to get a better view. And let's see what's going on here. No, I was going to say, is this a double top? Not yet. Well, yeah, it could be. This could be a double top. Anywho, though, I'm probably going to stay out of this very wiki chart. Let's go on to the next one. Got the euro to the US dollar. Oh, look at that. It is pumping. So going forward, we have our daily trend line here. Did already do my analysis, but I'll do a thorough explanation. I have my support and resistance levels up here. I have my current trend to the downside, although it tried to push back again, and we are now on a push upwards right here. So, if you don't know this already, this is called the Fibonacci retracement levels, and they depict reversals in the market, and these dictate how far a pullback will go. So, delete this here. So, in order to identify an accurate Fibonacci retracement, we're just going to put it from the whole top of the swing all the way to the downside. And the three most important levels is the 38.2, the half retracement level, the 50, and the 61.8. But through my research, I've actually noticed that the 70 level tends to be hit more oftentimes than not as well. So let's see what we got here. So you can see price swung down low. This was our downtrend. Price pulled back, and we had a hit at the 38.2 level on the Fibonacci on the daily chart. Go down to the 4 hour. We have a push by Euro USD to the upside. So here's my daily trend line, and you can see sometimes these trend lines act as diagonal support and resistance. yes, we have our break here, come back in, but you'll notice, guess what? It's still respected for the most part. So what am I going to be looking for here? So I have my 4-hour trend line and my daily trend line here. So now, here's what I look for in the market. This is my perspective, and so far, you know, it's treating me well through my 2 years of trading. So what am I going to be looking for? I'll be looking for either a break here, a retest of this area, and this is actually called confluence. And confluence is adding a whole bunch of trade confirmations aligning at the same exact area. So my first trade confirmation here would be a break of this key level to the upside. My second confirmation would be a break of the overall trend here. Even though it was broken before, you'll notice, as long as it retests here, this would be my third confirmation. I need this to pull back here and go to the upside. And what is our very next level? Right back up here, which would be a take profit 1. Take profit 2 would probably be right over here to the very next level of support and resistance, another key zone, right up here. That would be in another, say, 30-ish pips down up here. So that's one scenario, however. If this were to break to the downside, I would be looking for this level. And the moment it comes back in here, we are back in this range here, which is this whole consolidation box. Another thing to understand is, well, let me go after this. So let's say it comes back into this box. More often than not, you know, that is a break of this overall 4-hour trend line. And we'd probably be looking down here to our very next level of support, right down here, which would be all the way down here. So how much are we getting out of that? Look at that, 60 something a pip trade. Very nice. So why was this a buy? Now watch something pretty cool. You'll understand here. This is actually a head and shoulders market pattern. We have our left shoulder here. We have our head. Look at it as it all comes out to play. This is a continuation pattern. Look at that as it came up here and identifying. So in a head and shoulder pattern, if you know anything about market patterns, we're actually looking for the break of this neckline up here. So what happened when it broke here? That it would be one of my trade confirmations here. Our very next trade confirmation would be it actually broke this key level of support, turned resistance, and look at that. Now we are having, look at this as well. This could be more of a buying situation. I'll tell you exactly why. Because guess what happened here? Like I said, we have to understand candlestick anatomy and structure. So what exactly is this particular candlestick showing? This one right here. So this one's showing that in the span of 4 hours of time, because each one of these individual candlesticks equals 4 hours of time, that sellers at one point came in control into this range. But guess what? And this is what's one thing that you have to keep in mind is the close of these particular 4-hour candles. So guess what happened? Buyers came right back into the market and pushed price right back up, and it closed above this key level here. I'll highlight that and make it a little bit fatter. So this massive blue line is our key level. And guess where it closed? This is our closing price right up here. Closed right above here. So we could be looking more to the upside because price already tried about 1, and here's 2 times to get right back in the zone. It was rejected twice. So for your USD, let's see what we got here. We could be looking at a break here, and right now, time is 8:42, and this 4-hour candle is actually going to be closing at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time in about 18 minutes. So I'm predicting if this closes completely bearish, the very next candle could be a break. But, you know, just to understand this is not a fake out. Once it does break, I feel like it needs to be retesting here maybe possibly a wick and an example of this resistance turning to support, and we could be looking to the upside here. And here we are. Our key levels are highlighted. We are good to go. There we are. And folks, that is my 2 analysis for the night. A couple other things to understand. Like I said, with the Fibonacci, our highlighted key levels are 61.8, our 50% retracement level at the 38.2. Keep in mind the LC70, I keep that in there. I'm not an indicator trader. I trade completely based off of price action alone. And as always, trading psychology takes up 90% of the overall market. And we make our decisions based off of logic. I'm a trader based off of confluence, meaning I have a complete confirmation checklist. It could be comprised of market structure, wicks, which are these, showing weakness in either buyers or sellers. If the wicks are pointing down, that is seller weakness. If the wicks are pointing up, which we can see on this example, look at that. And push this to the side. This is an example of buyer weakness if the wicks are pointing up. All right. And I think that should conclude the night. We'll go into much more detail on each individual aspect going forward on this YouTube channel. My name is Nick Fox. I've been trading for 2 years now in the market alongside my partner, Blake Carter. If you want to be part of the community where I provide free value for everybody, course aside, that link will be provided in the description below. Thank you very much, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns on how we can improve the quality and high standard of this channel, please, by all means, let us know. You all have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.